everyone, Keller Canes 95 coming at you here. Wanted to put this channel together, as I've talked about before. Been wanting to do something like this for some time. Kind of create my own YouTube channel. And what this is really meant for is, and me personally as a Carolina Hurricanes fan, just for the Caniacs out there, all you big fans, Carolina Hurricane fans out there. No, this is mostly for you, and this is also for hockey in general. I'm a big hockey player, I'm a big hockey fan. Love the sport, been playing it for almost 20 years now. But a really big diehard fan of the Carolina Hurricanes. So I just wanted to make this YouTube channel for all you Caniac fans out there, for anybody that lives in Carolina or just around the world. This channel is for you. This is meant for you. Just basically talking about like everybody else does, talking about the team, talking about the players, and talking about the game. Anything that has to do with hockey, you know, because we love Carolina hockey. So first off, for this first one, just kind of an introduction to myself. I mean, I've made a couple videos here and there that obviously they're not getting a whole lot of reviews, or just they weren't good. Okay, but really, I came into this one with kind of a purpose, kind of a just kind of want to talk about over this last season, leading up to the the finals, the playoffs, the finals, even up to the draft. What's recently happened recently. But first, I want to start this off with a big shout out to the Colorado Avalanche. 21 years. Wow. I mean, I remember watching in 2002 or 2001 actually. I remember watching the Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup against the New Jersey Devils, and I was really rooting for you guys then. 21 years. I mean, that's a long time. I mean, I'm 27, so that's a long time, I can say. But congratulations to you guys on winning the Stanley Cup. And another huge shout out to the Tampa Bay Lightning, going 3 years in a row to the finals. I mean, you guys are probably beaten, bruised up, but you guys are warriors. And deep down, you guys are champions. And the league knows it, and the league has definitely recognized it, which is why everybody's been trying to beat you guys for the longest time. But big shout out and good, congratulations to you guys. So. But on top of that, I want to discuss this last season with Carolina. Wow, I mean, another great season for Carolina. It was, I mean, it ended short. I'll admit that. I mean, everybody knows that it ended really short. But again, this team, I see this team as close to being on the verge of greatness. Just like Colorado, I see a comparison with Colorado. Colorado, for the longest time, either they didn't make the playoffs, or when they did make the playoffs, they were first, second round as far as they could go. But for some reason this year, they were able to finally do it. They finally did it. They came together. They bonded together as a team. Nathan McKinnon, Landeskog, especially with Cale Makar, great defenseman. They bonded together, and they finally did it after 21 years. And I feel that this is where the Carolina Hurricanes are sitting at right now. They are sitting on the verge of that explosiveness of, hey, we're finally going to do it. This is our year. Then, other than Tampa Bay showing a little bit of, I would say, I don't know how to describe it, but they just looked like they wasn't going to be their year, but they were able to pull it off. That's how I saw Carolina this year. Carolina, I thought, boom, you guys are finally going to do it, only to get ousted in the second round against the New York Rangers. But the core group that they had there, especially I look at the goaltending with Frederik Andersen and Antti Raanta. That's a core. That's good, solid goaltending right there that Carolina had. Unfortunately, Andersen ended up getting injured in the playoffs, and I think everything just went downhill from there. But you guys still pulled together. You guys still have a core group. Rod Brind'Amour has a really good team this last year. I mean, finishing in the Metro Division 54-20-8. I mean, that's still a pretty good year. That's you guys won your division, and that's awesome. I think that's great. At least I think they won the division. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, it was a really good year. And kind of looking forward to, like, obviously in the draft, you guys got some, they have some really good draft picks, but what I really wanted to focus on happened recently was the free agency, trades, deadlines, like everybody getting moved everywhere. As usual, every year, it blows my mind of the people that get moved. I mean, I'm sitting here just like, what? I mean, obviously with watching the draft, Alex DeBrincat, the Cat from Chicago to Montreal. I don't care about the Blackhawks, so fucking whatever. But just big names like that, DeBrincat, Kirby Dach getting traded, Claude Giroux going from the Florida Panthers now to the Ottawa Senators. Like, what? Makes no sense. Then again, who cares about those guys? I don't. As a Caniac, as a Carolina Hurricane fan, I don't care. But what did surprise me, the biggest trades in my mind for Carolina, starting off with Brent Burns from the San Jose Sharks. At first, I was flabbergasted. I'm sitting there going, why? Why on earth would you go and get Chewbacca? Why do you need Chewbacca? But then I really thought about it. With the recent loss from, again, with the trades, the Carolina lost some really key players, especially for defenseman Tony DeAngelo, who was a really good, solid defenseman for them this last year. Brendan Smith. You also lost Ian Cole, Vinny Trocheck. Vinny Trocheck was another one. I was like, oh man, no, they should have kept him. They should have hung on to him. He was a solid forward. He ended up scoring a lot of the game-winning goals in my mind. A lot of the game-winning goals in the playoffs, and he was one of those key players that when you needed him the most, he was there to pull it forward and help the team win. And, even the loss of Max Domi now going to Chicago. And, I'm kind of glad Max Domi was there because I didn't really think he contributed, and he was a big helper, a big key to the Carolina Hurricanes organization or to the team. But it was still nice to see a Domi player in Hurricanes uniform. It was so great. But going back to Brent Burns, last year, he had a pretty good year last year. Out of 82 games, he had 10 goals, 44 assists, total 54 points. So he's definitely one that you want on your back end because he's definitely one that's going to shoot a lot. That's what this guy does. That's how he gets all these assists. He's putting them on net, and that's what Carolina needs. Carolina needs defensemen that is going to be able to put it on net and get those points, get those goals in the key moments of games. Especially, obviously, let's think about like Game 7s against Boston or whoever it is they're playing against. You need a defenseman like that. And Brent Burns is also somebody with his size and his speed is able to carry the puck up if he chooses and when he wants to. So that's definitely something that Carolina is in need of. And I was, like I said, I was a little taken by it, I was a little shocked by it, but I'm actually glad that they pulled that move off. I think he'll be a real contributor. Chewbacca is going to be a real contributor to the Carolina Hurricanes this next year. Can I see him getting more goals? Absolutely. I think everybody and anybody is capable of getting more goals on a team. It's just a matter of being in the right place, the right time, and feeling the right part of the game. Being in that moment of like, okay, I'm going to go up, I'm going to take this, I'm going to score. And obviously working with the team as well. I think Brent Burns is going to have another great year. Can I see him getting 54 points? I can see him getting more points than that, especially getting more goals. So that he's definitely something that, and he's a really good solid defenseman as well. Staying back with that long reach of his, I can relate. I play defense myself, and I'm 6'5". When I get on the ice, people are just kind of like, whoa, he's huge. And I have a long reach myself, and it frustrates and irritates the players that I'm playing against. So Brent Burns is definitely going to bring something like that to the team, and I think he's going to have a really good year in Carolina. Another one that came to mind, another one that happened that I was still very shocked at, because I like the Vegas Golden Knights as well. Not a huge fan of them, but I like their team. I like how the first 4 years of their existence, they were just dominating the league like crazy. So I have a lot of respect for Vegas. But again, I did not see this move coming, especially from being a former Montreal Canadian. Max Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty in 39 games with Vegas last year had 19 goals, 18 assists, 37 points. And of those goals that he scored, this is a guy that you definitely need on the power play. Carolina's power play last year, especially the playoffs, was absolutely terrible. It was horrible. It's like they couldn't get anything set up. Now, I had watched and heard throughout the year that Carolina's power play, their penalty kill was superb. The penalty kill was great, but then they get into the playoffs, and it's like they can't get anything going. They can't score goals. Max Pacioretty last year on just 39 games, 4 power play goals and 12 points on the power play. This is definitely somebody. This is a key player that Carolina is going to have to use and utilize a lot in the regular season, and in the playoffs, but most importantly the playoffs, which is why I'm pretty sure they went out and got him, because he can be a key contributor to scoring goals on the power play, which is what they desperately needed. If their power play was like up there in this last season, Who knows where they could have gone to the third round. They might have even gone to the finals. But their power play struggled big time. So yeah, and on top, so I do I see him being a good fit? Yes and no. Only because again, I stress that Canadian part because them obviously Carolina and the Canadians, and at least in my memory, were not obviously it was a good rivalry type of matchup, but I honestly feel that Max Pacioretty could bring a lot to this team. He will bring a lot to this organization with his skills, his speed, and his determination. And on top of that, his leadership roles. I mean, he's been around the league for a long time. He wants a Stanley Cup. Same with Brent Burns. Brent Burns and Max Pacioretty, these guys are coming to Carolina to win a Stanley Cup. Now, obviously, that's a 32-team plan at the beginning of every season that they want to win a Stanley Cup. They're putting together a team to win the Stanley Cup. But I honestly feel with the players that they brought along, especially Dylan Colin from the San Jose Sharks. I mean, he only played 59 games, has 3 goals, 10 assists. Do I see him playing a whole lot with Carolina? Maybe, yes and no. But obviously that's up for Rod Brind'Amour to decide in the organization. But these two main guys, Max Pacioretty and Brent Burns, these guys are going to be huge contributors, along with having, Sebastian Aho, Sebastian Cobb, those core guys that they had from last year. Now, again, Trocheck, Cole, Domi, Smith, Jacobs, and D'Angelo, those guys gone. Hate to see them go, but I wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors and to the other teams that they're going to. Definitely good core group guys. They will be missed. Yeah, it's just sad to see, especially a guy like Trocheck and D'Angelo. Like those two, I really respected those guys a lot. So. But where's this team going forward this year? Where are they? What do they plan on doing? Well, as I've already mentioned, they're trying to put together a team that is, like I said, they're right up there with Colorado. They are on the verge of breaking through. I feel like they're finally going to be able to get past the second round, get into the third round, maybe even to the finals. I mean, the fact that they said, this last season, then, especially in the playoffs, they were talking about how this team was relatively close and was doing things that the 2006 Carolina Hurricanes were doing. I have that game. I have that Game 7 on DVD downstairs. I have a box set of the greatest Game 7s ever played, and I watch that game regularly as a Carolina fan because it was amazing to watch that team. The team was, I can't even begin to describe. But again, what's this team looking for? Honestly, I think it's looking to do like they did last year. I mean, again, 54 wins, 20 losses, and 8 wins or ties or whatever. They're looking to dominate again. They're looking to be number one, but you got to look deeper into it too. What is their main goal at the end of the season? Well, be a playoff team. I know he doesn't coach Carolina, but I love listening to Daryl Sutter. Daryl Sutter, I have a lot of respect for as a coach because this is a guy that knows how to come into the league and just turn teams around. I mean, I think back to the Los Angeles Kings when they were at the bottom of the league in the 2012 series. He comes in towards like halfway through the season, makes them an 8th spot, and then they ends up winning the cup. What happens next year? Well, they go to where they go to the Western Conference Finals, where they lost to Chicago. What happened the year after that? They went and won the Stanley Cup again. What did he do with Calgary? I believe he was either in San Jose or he was in Anaheim, part of the organization, and then he gets the call to be the head coach. And what did he do with the team? Well, it was kind of a short season. To be honest, it was a short season, so he wasn't really able to do what he wanted to do with the team. But then the next year, what happens? Boom, they get into the playoffs. They get past the first round. They get past the second round, or they get into the second round with Edmonton Oilers. The Battle of Alberta, as they call it, which was another great series. High-scoring series. Like, oh my goodness, man. Those guys can play. So, and I have a lot of respect for him. But again, as he pointed out before, every team wants to become and wants to win the Stanley Cup. But the real goal is to put a team together that will drive to become a playoff team. And that's definitely something Carolina has been for the last 4 years. And again, Rod Brind'Amour has been one of the best coaches, aside from Paul Maurice and Peter Laviolette, has been one of the best coaches to have ever coached this team. And I hope Carolina keeps him on for the rest of however long he plans on coaching. Which obviously may not be the case, because at some point they're going to be like, well, we need a new system, we need a new change, we need new leadership. But Rod has been there. you can't find anybody better than this guy, Rod Brind'Amour. He was the captain of Carolina. He brought them their first Stanley Cup in 2006 against Edmonton. This is the guy you need behind the bench. But what is it that this team is missing? What is it that they need more? What do they need more? Well, they need more leadership. They need more guys who have been there, who have been in the finals. Brent Burns has definitely been one of those guys that has been in the finals. He's used to that. He knows what it takes. Max Pacioretty, another guy who has been in the final, who's been close to being in the finals, who has a lot of playoff experience. He's definitely going to bring that into it. Now, the biggest keys into this team this coming year, especially with the playoffs, is the goaltending. You need Frederik Andersen. I hope that they keep Frederik Andersen and Antti Raanta because those two guys can definitely bring a championship to Carolina. Now, I'm going to go back to the last year. I was really, really saddened to see Nedeljkovic go. I thought Nedeljkovic was their bread and butter, and I thought if they had kept him, they probably could have gone a lot farther than they did. But the fact that they traded him up, it was really heartbreaking to see because I was rooting for Nedeljkovic, and I thought he was the biggest star in Carolina last year. So it was really sad to see him go. But this year, with watching Frederik Andersen, who in my mind has struggled a lot over the years, being with many different teams, along with Antti Raanta, he always bouncing back and forth, and yet they find a team that they are just solid, they're good on. And I honestly believe that these guys can be the bread and butter and can be and help deliver a Stanley Cup championship to Carolina. So there's a lot to look forward to this next year. I know there's the rest of you have the rest of the summer. Moves are still being players are still being traded. Moves can still happen. So I'm eager to see where this team's going to go this next year. But it's definitely great. It's definitely going to be another great year. The summer has been, it's been kind of, in my mind, it's been a long summer since watching the finals, and it's like, oh my gosh, I could use some more hockey. I need more hockey. We need more Carolina Hurricane hockey. We need more hockey. But it's definitely going to be a great season again with adding Pacioretty and Burns to the roster, and again with the draft picks that we have seen. But I'm definitely seeing this team, in my opinion, I'm seeing this team once again being the top of the Metro Division, and I might be wrong on this. Don't hold me to this, Caniac fans. But I could definitely see them going in the third round. I see them going in the third round this year with the additions that they've made. And again, if they're able to keep Andersen and Antti Raanta healthy, then, again, third round. I can see them going third round. So it'll definitely be an interesting one. Again, there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of people getting moved this year that I'm just sitting there shaking my head going, wow, I did not see that coming. But that's the best thing about the sport. That's the best thing about this sport is that the unexpected can happen. And it always does. And it turns out into some entertaining hockey. So, so a lot of you may be sitting here wondering, why are you making this video? Like, dude, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Well, to be honest with you, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been inspired by other people, and on top of that too, big Carolina Hurricanes fan. And also too, I'm not sponsored by them, but I want to give a big shout out to Bench Clears. Bench Clears makes these wonderful tank top hockey jerseys, and they have all sorts of styles and designs from teams. This one being, the third logo of the Carolina Hurricanes. I have another one that I wore, which is this guy right here. I'm wanting to get the Whaler one here, which I mean, they have such great ones. I mean, I have a Blues one. I mean, I'm a diehard hockey fan in general, but my heart and soul lives and dies with the Carolina Hurricanes. So again, this is for all you Caniac fans out there. Hope you liked the video. I'm definitely looking forward to doing more, maybe in a better setup than what I'm doing right now. So definitely something I'm going to consistently try and do this next season after every game, whether trades, anything that happens. I'm looking to continue to do this. So definitely show your love and support, Carolina, to you Caniacs out there. Don't be afraid to show your love and support to this channel. I'll try to make it as simple as I can. But that's all I have for you today. So thank you very much. If you like this video, hit like, and if you definitely want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, and so good luck this next year to all the teams, and let's go Carolina, and let's have fun. Peace.